Hey guys, Jess from Peace Love Books, and today I'm here with my favorite audiobooks that I've read in 2018. So 2018 is the year I discovered I actually liked audiobooks, and it really changed how I read this year. I've read currently 174 books, or it's 75, I don't remember. It's either 174 or 175. And a good chunk of those, I feel like at least 2 or 3 a month since like the summer, have been audiobooks. So I feel like I've read maybe almost 20 audiobooks this year, and I used to hate them. I think it's because I was trying YA audiobooks because I was only getting them like physical form from the library, and I tried them out and I was like, I tried Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell, could not get into that, and it actually was like putting me to sleep. And I tried a nonfiction one of Tina Fey's, and I really didn't like that. And I downloaded Overdrive because my dad was talking about it, and I started listening to actual romances, and I fell in love. So I have a bunch. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 audiobooks to share with you, but a bunch of them are in series because I ended up just binging entire series on audio, and I have a lot to share with you. And so for me, a good audiobook has a really good narrator, and the story never slows down. So they're well paced, and the narrator is not annoying. My biggest pet peeve about narrators is if it's a younger person narrated by someone who sounds old. I can't get into the world when I'm like, but this sounds like a 50-year-old reading a 20-year-old's voice, if that makes sense. Also, if they're like monotone, or if the female sounds like very bored, I find I don't like that. Also, if their accent's weird, I can't deal. So I will get to my favorite audiobooks, and I definitely want you to give me your recommendations too. So leave a recs down below. The first one, you guys probably already know I'm going to talk about this because I recently fell in love with this author, and I've been just binging all of their audiobooks, and that is the Doctor series by Max Monroe. I don't know what they're actually called. It's like a St. Luke's docu-series novel. It's about these doctors. There's OB, ER, and Neuro, and they're all in a documentary series that's kind of like trying to make Grey's Anatomy a real life. So they are showing parts of them that they didn't think they would show and making them out to be like these womanizing players when they thought that they were being taken seriously, and like everything's being taken out of context. But they're so good. The first one's an office romance, and so it's Dr. OB and a new nurse. The second one is Dr. ER, and she's a journalist. And then the third one is Dr. Neuro, and she is a headhunter, kind of, where she works for different hospitals trying to get them new doctors. So they're so good. They're rom-coms. They're hilarious. I'm currently listening to Tapping the Billionaire, which I'm loving. I have 5 hours left of that. It's a pretty long one. It's like 11 or 12 hours, but they're funny. They're fast-paced. I love them. I loved Dr. OB, I think the best, and then Dr. Neuro the second, and then Dr. ER. But they're really good, and you should check out Max Monroe. I also initially started to listen to books that I wanted to reread, so I got through a bunch of Colleen Hoover ones, and my favorite was Maybe Someday. Ugly Love was an instance where the male voice really annoyed me by how he said certain names, but yeah. Maybe Someday was fabulous. I loved it. This is one of my favorite Colleen Hoover books to begin with, and just getting back into the world. There were things I forgot. I was laughing. I was just like almost on the verge of tears. This one's fabulous. This is about a girl. Sydney is in college, and she finds her boyfriend cheating on her, so she has to move out. She moves in with Ridge and his roommates, and Ridge is actually a deaf musician, and they kind of have been talking to each other across their balconies. She doesn't really know him. I think she met him once maybe, and she helps him write music, and it's a forbidden romance, but it's really good. I love listening to it. I will say, this is reminding me about what I said about the narrators. If a narrator says ugh for UGH instead of ugh, like, I cannot. Who says ugh? Nobody says ugh. UGH is ugh, like that phlegmy sound in your throat, not ugh. Please. Next is Jennifer Almertrout's Wait For You series. I read book 1 last year. I own books 1, I think I own books 1 through 6, and I listened to books 2 through 5 on audio because I could not stop them. I could not put them down. I knew who was going to be next, and I was like freaking out, so I was like, well, I have to read the next one, and now I have to read the next one. And so I loved, book 2 was really good, but I loved book 3 and 4. 5 was this one, and it wasn't as good as I wanted it to be, but 3 and 4 are my absolute favorites, and they're just like super good. They kind of leave the college age after book 2. Book 2, she's in college. I remember really liking them and liking how it was a different character in each book, and they were really good, and so I would definitely recommend listening to these. The next series I binged was the Marked Men series by Jay Crownover. These were really good. I actually re-listened to book 1. I had read book 1 like 2 years ago, so I had no idea what it was about, so I re-listened to that and then sped through, I think, all 6 books in the series. It might be 5, I don't remember. But this is an instance though where I think I gave all of them 4 stars. They're just really fun romances to listen to. They take place at a tattoo parlor, so a lot of them are either tattoo artists or the friends. One of them's a rock star, one of them works at a bar, and there is one though where the girl's from Jersey, so she has this awful Jersey accent that I was like, do we really need this? But I still really enjoyed them. I think I gave all of them a 4 out of 5 stars. It's a really nice romance series to listen to if you're looking for one. Next is The Birthday List by Devney Perry. Devney Perry is actually a new to me author that I'm obsessed with now, and I got one of her books for Christmas. Thank you to my sister. So I'm really excited to read that. But this one is really emotional, but like it still had its lighthearted moments, which I really enjoyed. It's about a woman who, it starts out with her, she's madly in love with her husband, and I knew it was gonna happen. He died, and so I think it's 5 years later that she runs into the cop who had gone to her house to tell her that her husband was dead, and it's her romance with that cop. It's super cute, so emotional, but I really love the narrators, and I just like could not stop listening to this book. I was excited to drive home from school because I listened to an audiobook on my way home because I live about 35 minutes away, so that makes the drive go by really fast, and I was listening to it every chance I could. I really enjoyed it. So if you have been following me for a while, you know that I moved in August and I repainted our entire house. My sister and I bought a house together. I would not have read anything that month if it weren't for audiobooks, and so 2 of the books that I listened to and flew through were the next 2 books in the Dearest Clementine series. I don't know what this series is called. First one's Dearest Clementine, which I read on ebook, and I loved that book by Lex Martin. Second one's Finding Dandelion, and the third one is Kissing Madeline, I think, and they're so good. This is the twin story from book 1. Book 1's Clementine's book. This is Jax's book, which is her twin brother, and then the third one I think is the guy that used to date Clementine. So they are kind of sports romances. This one takes place in college still, but then the third one does not take place in college anymore. This one is super cute. I love the beginning. I'm blanking on her name because it's not in the title, but she is actually really good friends with Clementine, so she doesn't want to like start dating Clementine's twin brother because, like, you know, friendship boundaries. But it was really good, and I really love these books, listening to them, so I would definitely recommend checking them out. The next series I needed a refresher on, so I also listened to it and then listened to the third one, which I hadn't actually read yet, and that is All Lined Up by Cora Carmack. This is her Rescue University series. It's a new adult college football romances. This one, she is the coach's daughter, and then the next 2 are with different football players on the football team. I don't remember specifically who those characters were. I don't remember right now, but they're really, really, really good. I love this first one, and I never got around to reading the rest of them, so I did listen to them on audio, and I am dying for book 4 because it's about a really broken character that we like have been waiting for her book for a while now, and it was supposed to come out like over a year ago, but it didn't, so I definitely need that 4th book. But if you like new adult college romances, definitely listen to the Rescue University series. And the last one I have to share with you, I revisited another one of my favorite series, and that is the On Dublin Street series by Samantha Young. These have Scottish narrators because it takes place in Scotland, so if you like a hunky Scottish accent, listen to these. I am obsessed with this series. I read all of them, and I read them a while ago though, so it's been a long time since I read On Dublin Street, and I listened to the first 3 on audio because 3 is my favorite before Jamaica Lane, and so I stopped listening to that after listening to that one because I wanted to revisit them. But these are really great romances. This one is kind of a hate to love romance because they like share a cab and like think they're stealing their cab kind of thing, and she ends up getting closer to him than she expected because of a certain situation. I don't want to spoil it. And I loved book 2 and I loved book 3, so definitely recommend these if you like a new adult romance. That is awesome to listen to. And those are my favorite audiobooks that I've listened to this year. Let me know down below what audiobooks you love. I would love to know so that I have more on my list. I also will leave my link for Scribd down below. I get a free month every time someone uses my link, so I currently have like the next 6 years free because a lot of you have used it. I love Scribd. I haven't had any real issues since I think August when I was like limited by how much I could listen to. I don't know if that's like solved or not. If you heard about that, it's like they promise free unlimited audiobooks, but then once you get to a certain point they block some from you. But I haven't had an issue. That's why I've been listening to Max Monroe and Devney Perry and books that I can't find on Overdrive. So if you want to try out Scribd with a free month, check out my link. Just know that I get a free month as well. And that's all I have for you. As always, thank you so much for watching and have a good day. Bye.